there lighting okay in here?
It's dark on you.
Except, well, I just got the one spot and there's shadow from everything.
Hopefully we won't be here in this exact spot that much longer.
We will have space eventually. All right. Let's see how long it takes.
To get one viewer?
Yeah, it was 30 seconds last time.
Spark is live now.
Oh. Let's see.
Show on phone.
Yeah, 30 seconds. I wonder if they pop in right away and it just updates at 30 seconds or what.
It probably takes people a minute to
click on and get the thing and whatever. So
share.
Yeah. Hi everybody. I'm Ed.
I'm Rich.
We're from Spark Innovations. Before we even get started, we're gonna do a giveaway of an item that we have back here, and one of the things to do will be to share the video.
Yes.
So might as well do it now. And if you're not interested, then you'll have to get the prize. But we'll ask you to share the video so that others can see it, preferably while live. And then we're going to do a little giveaway.
Yeah, Paul, was I don't know if you were listening on the Hi-Fi Vega and Big D Wiz
12V Talk.
Yeah, 12V Talk that I did a while ago. It was right after the Sundown show, and it was funny because I kept getting referenced as like not Ed, like it's not Rich, but it's just not Ed.
Yeah.
So that was the joke, is Rich, not Ed Tornetta. But hopefully, as time goes on, people know my face and name.
Yeah.
More.
And
thanks, Blair.
Not your wig.
It's not a wig, it's a hairpiece.
Oh, okay.
Apparently.
Jason Blair, and we got Brian, one of the Bryans, and
Brian Chamberlain.
Who do you mix them up? Oh, you got to throw
Byron Chambliss.
Yeah, but
it's Brian Chamberlain, isn't it?
Yeah, and then there's we didn't throw in because he's not as active in car audio as Brian Chuchunklin.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
Brian, the CEO, who used to do YouTube with us and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, that's all Brian name was CH. Anyway, we're from Spark Innovations. Yes. Go to our page. Yep. We're on Facebook and YouTube, Spark Innovations. And I do have my own YouTube, Spark Ed. He has his, but we're all in that. So Facebook, Spark Innovations, our website, sparkinnovations.com.
Yep.
And that's what we do. So we do car audio stuff, and we design and build electronics and other items for aftermarket automotive.
Yep.
And today we can touch on some of like the materials that we use and fabrication and stuff. We also want to talk a little bit about the show we were at last weekend.
Oh, Team Deadly Hurts, the TDH show. It was freaking awesome.
And so it kind of all ties in together, I guess you will. So please share this. We are going to talk a little bit, and you're welcome to join in on the conversation. And then we have an item back here that we're going to give away. So sharing is one of the steps that you will.
Sharing is caring.
Have to share the video on Facebook for us to be able to
give that to you.
Yeah, that's one of the things. So.
Yep. So it was very cold and windy at the TDH show in Woodford, Virginia. It was kind of muggy, not muggy, like rainy towards the end of Saturday, and then Sunday was just marginally better, but it was still windy. So most people stayed in their vehicles. Not a lot of people walking around. The show in terms of sales was decent. It wasn't wonderful. But that just goes to show you how much weather has a part to play in the whole thing. But good turnout. I thought the guys from TDH did an amazing job putting everything together, like always. Nick and the crew.
I mean, the lot was very full.
Yeah. A lot.
I don't know if there was more. Full. I'd like to see the count, how it was compared to last year, because last year seemed pretty packed too.
Yeah.
And then we didn't even go over to the lanes to see everyone competing. So where we were in the side lot, it seemed packed with demo cars, some vendors, show cars and whatnot. Mm-hmm. And then the competitors were in that whole other section. So
yep.
So it was good. Just the wind. I don't really get chapped lips, but I did this time
Still have them a little bit.
It was like steady 15 to 20 mile an hour winds. That was maybe 30-degree winds out in a parking lot with very little relief. So there's always something. There's always some sort of weather at a show. Usually it's that I get sunburn. I did actually get a little red, but I don't know if that's windburn or sunburn.
What about your heat dots?
No heat dots this time. It was too damn cold.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, we can talk about the show, about things I saw, because it wasn't like as pleasant to be out and everything. The demos that I got were only a handful of them. Only got to see a handful of builds while walking around because some of them.
How do you fit a demo into your hand?
If it's a Matchbox car or something.
Okay, I get it.
Or you don't like Matchbox Hot Wheels?
I like Hot Wheels better than Matchbox.
Well, you like them both, but yeah. Which one is more realistic or not realistic? But
I think diecast was always better.
Oh yeah,
Matchbox sometimes.
What about the cheap ones from like the grocery store?
Oh man, they had no weight to them.
The wheels would fall off and whatnot. So yeah. Anyway, the show, like what I saw as far as trends in build materials over the years, it's changed. So I've been doing this.
Plug it in?
Plug what in?
The computer?
No. Something that's always forgotten. We need to get a dedicated. Well, once we get the permanent set up in here, we'll get dedicated. So Richard's going to plug in the computer to the hard line, so we're not going through Wi-Fi and probably juddering and stuff like that for you guys. Uh-oh. I shouldn't have made that noise. But we're still on. Okay. Yeah, there we go. So, so the use of materials over the years has, I would say, changed slightly. I think builds have gotten better. The time put into finishing and maybe some details and some things like that have gotten overall better. The top end show vehicles have always been top end, and that's something that's, I think, on another scale to figure. But just the general build out there, I think people are putting in more effort to make like
just
showy.
In the time that we've been in business, which is almost 5 years, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. Almost 5 years. We've seen people paying more attention to the fit and finish, even in big, SPL builds.
Yeah.
That used to be purely utility. It was just put subs and wood and amps and power in there. Yeah. Now it's actually looking good, and it should be, I think.
Right. Yeah. In the 90s, as you remember, it was MDF or particle board wrapped in gray carpet.
Yes.
With the purple neon lights.
Wow.
Which I do like the purple neon. But now
that particle board, you sneeze on it starts to dissolve.
But you remember what we're going over with like the wood, and there was a few people there with Gately boxes and whatnot. And if you've seen those, a lot of them are true hardwoods, stained, sanded, rounded corners, all that sort of thing. And people doing that with their own consoles and boxes and a lot of custom stuff. So the use of hardwoods has been expanded on, and different stains and polishes and whatnot. And I see that trend, and it's becoming more like real carpentry. And it's impressed me so much that I think I want to do, and I think you expressed that too, some of our stuff in wood.
Well, we have done it.
There is the box of that stuff over there.
Yeah.
We just haven't really fully done it. And we're wondering if that is the thing. So we use a lot of acrylic and what's called HDPE. So our switch panels are acrylic inserts.
Yeah, none of them here.
There is a box somewhere with it. Oh, it's probably on the cart. And so this is a mirror acrylic that we've started using, right? And we do see more acrylic use now, both in products and in builds, which is another material that's always been used, but very basic. I got it. Very basic, where it was like used as a window to, in a band pass or an amp rack or whatnot. But now the engraving, The shaping, the use of laser cutters has expanded, and different colors as trim and whatnot. So the use of acrylic and wood both have come a long way to the point where we've...
Come on, check that out.
Yeah. So that's two different woods. It's poplar and pine.
It's not as popular as pine is.
Stained slightly different. So, and there's a few others in there. Let's take out, talk about acrylic. This is acrylic, fully acrylic.
Oh yeah, this is a mixture.
That one I like. So it's a transparent fluorescent green pocketed into a hardwood, which is stained and clear coated. And so it gives depth where the engraving is and behind the switches. So it does look really cool. It gives a different dimension to it. I actually like that. And, you know, the opaque colors are cool too. Here's, this one got stuck to it. That's another version of it without the switches mounted. So you can see it is stuck in there. Wow. Okay, never mind. I had another one, the pink or the red one, which I thought was, and the purple. I'd have to engrave it on the front. So it's hard to tell on camera, especially these. Yeah.
Mark, stop making me want to spend money.
Well, that's what we do, you know.
What was the best Spark setup at TDH, do you think?
Well, I didn't necessarily like get a list.
I didn't get a chance to walk around.
Yeah,
I had my balls still sore. So
George, if you're watching, George Tashler, his is always cool. He has Fanny. Does he have a relay box? I know he's got the switch panel. He's supposed to message me about making a new custom switch panel. So his is a nice big build. He had a red. Is it a Trailblazer or a regular Blazer? SUV, Chevy SUV, and he did very well on the death match. He was doing the death match, so that one's always nice. There's a couple. Did Base with Kev was there. There was a couple other builds that, like, I don't know whose they were. Their car was open, but they weren't there, and I'd walk by and see a Fanny or something like that. I'd be like, ooh, we should do a better job at, like...
Yeah, we really should. This show we were not prepared for.
Right.
That will not happen again. The Blackwood Edition. Hey, you know, what if we did like a satin black,
like a piano finish?
Well, not glossy. I'm thinking of a satin black stain
with walnut.
Yeah,
as the insert.
Yeah, that would be pretty badass.
All right, if that is something, and we do appreciate feedback. If anyone wants to tell us,
the kind of feedback that comes through speakers.
If you think we should do stained hardwood switch panels,
yeah, I like hardwood.
Let us know. If there is a kind of type of stain and wood out there that people use more than others, you can let us know that if we have a standard that matches. And if not, if it's a one-off custom thing, and you message us and say, can you,
like, stains in your underwear?
Yeah, match my Gately box or whatever, that sort of thing. So that is the biggest thing when I'm talking about materials, and then thoughts after the show that kind of combine in to where I see the use of acrylic and hardwoods more and more. Fiberglass was a fad for a while, and it's still used where it's needed. But I remember when this was the late 90s to 2000s, like, this is Hot Import Night stuff. This is Fast and the Furious stuff. When people learned how to use fiberglass more, you were seeing wrapped boxes and painted, polished, like the gel coated stuff all over the place. Yeah. And that kind of faded away. And now it's hardwoods, which is stronger when their baffles are multiple layers thick and whatnot. So yeah.
That's Paul's idea of gloss black wood grain base and then a black acrylic insert, all chrome switches and a black meter. With
the acrylic, yeah. Mark Solar in the house. Maybe offer plain as well, so people can stain their own. That's
there you go.
Idea. Yeah.
Good job.
Like a raw, sell it raw, and then they do what they want.
Mark is from Niced Up Motorsports.
There you go.
Yeah.
And Solar Tuned.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Can't forget that one.
Yeah. Everyone used birch on most setups. Yeah. Birch being a strong wood, and there are others out there. Oak, even sanded pine can be decent, like the high quality stuff. But obviously, if you go like a true, not like a birch ply, but a solid hardwood like red oak or poplar or something, it's going to be expensive. But I see people doing higher end stuff like that nowadays.
Yeah, sell it raw.
Yeah, who likes that?
Yeah, I like selling things raw.
All right, so speaking of materials, so Team Deadly Hurt show, always a great show. It's actually a memorial show for Tim Johnston and Jeff Lockhart originally. So what always warms the heart is seeing all the people come out in support. And the weather might not have been the best right now, but people were there and stayed there and played and had their moment to memorialize some of our brethren. So that's always a good thing to see. Along with that, there's a raffle that they do.
Yeah.
So
2 raffles actually.
Yeah. So there's a lot of companies that donate, and we're no exception. We donate a little something every year, so everyone can buy the raffle and get something in return. Some of the proceeds go to a good cause. I think I forgot to look it up what it was this year, but sometimes like it's a hospital or something where they take the leftover proceeds to donate to a cause. And but the raffle helps with the donation with that monetary donation to the good cause. But it's not just giving away money. They feel like you get something in return. And we actually won 2 prizes. So next week we're going to do a giveaway of one of those prizes. We'll let you know what that is next week. This week we're gonna give away, because we don't need what we won, and we kind of want to pass it on to people that maybe couldn't be at the show and would have liked to win. So
Mark, that's a great idea. We'd love to have another shop carry our stuff. If they do installs, it just makes sense. This guy designed half the stuff, and he's been an installer for decades and solved all of the problems that he experienced as an installer. So it just makes sense. So I'd say do it, but let us know if you need help with that.
So if you want to be eligible for the giveaway, you have to like, share, and follow us, basically. And we can see on the list who had shared. And the other part of it is I'm going to say, I'll show you this. And if you are interested in being eligible, comment something. I don't know.
Call him
a certain
dumb
word or
face.
I don't know. But here we go. We have a fuse holder from brand X.
He was using brand X,
which is a company from enthusiasts that do alternators and related
alternators.
So it's an acrylic. Speaking of acrylic, but there's 4 lugs for 4 A&L fuses, and an acrylic top. So this we will give away on Friday.
Yep.
To anyone that shares this video and comments. Should we have them comment something, answer a question? What's your favorite color? How about tell us that?
Why not?
So this is fluorescent green, a transparent fluorescent green with the smoked layer there, and then fluorescent green. So if you like fluorescent green, then hey, this is going to be perfect for you. But you can like any other color and still enjoy a fuse holder. So what we'll do, comment your favorite color, share this video, and then on Friday we'll go back and look at the records and pick randomly one of those people that did both of those steps. And
we'll also look at the CDs and laser discs.
Ooh, I like see. I'm a CD. I miss DVDs. I miss the janky menus and how they all wanted to do something different. There was no standard.
Yeah, I'm happy to forego that so that I can have a Plex server that can hold all of my movies and the 4K rips that are true
that's
HD,
fine. CD still is good quality, and the magic of having a CD in your hand in the case and all that was
just recently too. I've been sorting my Amazon Music by album instead of artist, because I've noticed that I don't know if it's a synesthesia thing, but I can hear the album when I look at the cover.
Yeah.
And I feel a certain way. It's like something in the back of my mind says like that feels good to look at, which means I'll like listening to it. It's strange. But that's how I used to gauge things looking through my CD case. You'd go real quick and then you'd like see an image that you just recognize as like, that's the mood I'm in.
Yeah.
And you listen to it. It's kind
of there you go. Kind of this colors is Bass Mechanic Quad Maximus, right? Still one of my favorite albums to this day. I have 2 cases. I remember my original Quad Maximus disc got stolen when Billy borrowed, my brother. And anyway, I had repurchased it. And so I have 2 cases, but 1 disc. And that disc is the color of that album is black in that kind of lime green color. Yep. So that brings back memories of stuff like that, especially if you take us back to the early 2090s when you were flipping through and you listen to it often, be like, what am I in the mood for? And then boom, it hits you. Mm-hmm. I love that feeling.
Yep.
So my favorite color now, everyone's listing their favorite color. Mine's a toss up between purple and blue. It's more of a combo. I like that combo where now that I think of it, I never had one favorite color. It was always combos. When I was a kid, I loved the combo of purple and teal. So I didn't know who the Charlotte Hornets were. I didn't really follow basketball, but their colors appealed to me. So I had Charlotte Hornets jackets. I like blue and red, Superman, so Buffalo Bills. Then I started liking black and gold for a while. So I have a Boston Bruins starter jacket from when I was a teenager. And I never watched hockey. I didn't know who they were, but the colors appealed to me. So it was always a combo.
That's interesting. Yeah, I think when I was a kid, turquoise was my favorite. I don't know why, but that was the reason I used to wear the Dolphins jacket.
Not too dissimilar from the Charlotte Hornets.
Yeah, but that had more blue in it. Yeah, and then I'd say currently my favorite color is actually the absence of color, black. Black is my favorite, and then I'd say after that would be either purple or blue, and then green after. So blue and purple are they're like neck and neck, and then green is right after.
Yeah.
I think red is at the back of the line. So is yellow and orange. Can't stand them.
Yeah, I've never red colors to me have always been unfavorable, except when paired with blue. But yeah, red, orange, I think. Do you know when we're dealing with our acrylic, I voice up about how I don't like the
Jello or the
fluorescent red.
One? Oh yeah,
and any of the oranges, like that, especially the opaque orange. It's just
I can see it on the GTO. There was a burnt orange. I forget what it was called exactly, but
that more of a copper tone.
Those cars, sports cars with that metallic paint job, that can be pulled off. But if it's like our racking, that orange.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Home Depot orange.
Yeah.
That's probably exactly what that is.
Yeah.
Paul asked, do I see glass fuses coming back? Should they? Well, I think they're still used a lot in...
With the cylindrical ones?
Yeah, kind of general installs. But what we do... Yeah, back in the day, I guess you would see fuse holders. Like Rockford had one that looked like their amps. And it was an array of the glass fuse holders. The cost reduction in A&L fuses and fuse holders coming down, I think, displaced them. But also through the early to mid 2000s, glass fuse holders got a bad rap because there were a lot of cheaper versions out on the market that were basically their coating on the ends was flaking off, and it would cause micro arcing and melt the fuse and fuse holder without blowing the fuse.
Yeah.
So those types of fuses got a bad reputation because of the cheap ones on the market and just never recovered from that.
Yeah, they should have used Plasti Dip instead. That way they wouldn't have gotten a bad rap.
Yeah, you got a bad rap, a bubble in there. How can you never going to fix it? Street wires, yeah, they were one, definitely. And I think
whatever happened to them?
I think they're still around, to be honest.
Are they really?
Yeah. But some of those companies have changed hands in ownership and whatnot. Thinking the size of fuse holder assemblies. Well, here's the thing. I actually have what I use in my car is the mini A&L fuses, and they haven't taken off. And they offer up to 300 amp that I've seen anyway of the mini A&L. So it's the same form factor, just a smaller footprint. So if you're looking for something with more size constraints, a slimmer profile and whatnot, that is an option. Just for some reason, I don't see them as supported as much. It could be because of the, especially in America, bigger is better factor. Where even if the specs are the same, because the A&L fuse looks beefier, people take that as, oh, it has less resistance, or it'll hold up better to my current, or this and that. If a fuse works, it's supposed to limit the current where it's set. So it doesn't matter how the physical size of the case or the footprint of the pads, as long as they're both rated for the proper current, right?
If it's made of like pure silver and it's
the
smaller
material, or they have the coating, like some of them do use the cheap gold brass coating that flakes off. Mm-hmm. Some of them do that. So yeah, mini A&L, I'm a fan of using those, but it hasn't really also, if you want something like this that's more of a showpiece, you know, obviously there's acrylic and a logo used to show off. It's used to show off a little bit, right? So they actually, you know, wanted it to look a certain way. Having a size constraint and using glass fuses or mini A&L kind of defeats that if you want it a big showpiece. So having the big A&L fuses kind of adds.
Paul does make a good point, though. Until, you know, the real estate gets taken up by big fuse holders. Yeah, I mean, especially if they're running, you know, several runs of zero gauge. I could kind of see.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on the build, the application, and, you know, all that sort of thing. Mark asked. Yeah, here it is, Mark. It's a quad fuse holder from Brand X. So that's the giveaway. Share and like this video and comment what's your favorite color. And we'll come back on Friday. So even if you don't catch this video till later, you have until Friday for us to check and then pick out of those people, and you will be up for winning that.
But the Elf, what's your favorite color?
What's your favorite color?
I told you already.
Oh.
Sir and Vega Stroker 15. How do you think that will? I think you know what? Depending on what you had the 12.
I have the 12. Depends on what era stroker. If you go back and watch my video, is this the greatest subwoofer of all time? Or did I call it something like that?
Yeah.
Strokers are my favorite woofer. So yeah. And will it compete with modern woofers? You know, it's outdated tech, but it'll still perform. I mean, just because it's old doesn't mean it won't perform, you know. Travis, I don't know. I've never heard someone complain about the size of a fuse holder. There you go. I mean, it depends if you have 20 amps, 20 amplifiers, and you're trying to put 20 fuses in versus 2, 3. Maybe, I don't know. I've never, as an installer, I've had customers want things to be as hidden as possible and look as factory as possible. So if they want to add audio, then something like this will not look factory.
Will we see mini ATC fuses in Spark products in the future?
Well, it depends on the product.
Yeah, depends. If there's a need.
Yeah. Pay attention.
Sorry. It's my son asking me if he can get more cats.
No, not right now.
Sorry. That's my ADHD. I very apologize. Yeah, we don't usually spec things out unless it comes time in the development process where we get to that point, and then we address it as we get there.
Right.
So we don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe in some OEM applications.
Yeah.
Wink,
as
wink,
long
nudge,
as
nudge.
the use calls for it. So
yeah.
that's the thing.
So we don't know.
Yeah. One voice coil, 4 ohm for his stroker. Yeah, dude, use it. I would suggest at 4 ohm, get a class AB 2-channel amp. Bridge it. Do it all old school.
No more cats.
No more cats. Sir Butternuts is Butternut Squash is one.
Yeah.
He's
my cat's name is Sir Buttercrumbs, and he's an asshole.
Yeah.
So I call him asshole.
I think there's a long-term potential in fusing for sure. It's always needed. I mean, it's been 40, 50 years for car audio, and it's
who
still
had
their
system burned down, and I said, "Are you part of Team No Fuse?" And he goes, "Yep."
Oh, there was a small fire at the show, but we missed it.
Yeah,
we weren't there. Yeah. Bought a couple of these. Looks good quality actually for the price. Toby probably talking about that.
Oh, okay.
G2 sub should be your favorite. There you go. All right. So where are we? We're at 29 minutes. So
29:40 to be exact.
We need to get the other guys
43,
on
45.
Yeah.
47.
Mark says we need to get the other guys on here. Like guests? Is that what he's talking about?
Oh, maybe. There tends to be a lag unless well, maybe with that it'll help.
We have to improve our setup.
Mm-hmm.
So we say it every time or almost every time. This is temporary because we're in construction right now of a shop and second floor. So, oh, Mickey, hey.
Whoa.
Proud member of Team No Fuse. Hey.
Thanks,
hey, Mickey, you're so fine. Thank you. No, we appreciate that. Have an MB Court RAA 2400 for the Vega. There you go.
Oh, nice.
Your other friends. Oh, okay. We're about to sign off, Mark, because it's a half-hour show and we just hit over the half-hour mark. But again, this the contest for the giveaway of this, you have until 6 o'clock Friday. Well, probably 5 o'clock Friday, because we then have to have time to go through the list,
tally it through, and Eastern time. It's always going to be Eastern time.
We're in Philly, so again, share this, like it, follow our Facebook page, or subscribe to YouTube.
What if they don't like it, but they hit like?
If you don't like this, that's your own personal choice, but you still have to hit the like. And then comment what is your favorite color. And around 5 o'clock, we'll go through the list and pick a random person from whoever did that. And we will announce the winner on our 6 o'clock live stream of this.
Yep.
So that's it. Yeah.
Oh, that hurts.
Yeah.
Oh,
Abstract. Sorry.
Kick him there.
And so we can continue the conversation about materials and what's being used in builds these days on our Friday show. If you like this topic, let's continue talking about it, and maybe tell us on the Friday show things you use that is your favorite material or an unusual material.
Yeah, any of you guys ever used carbon fiber? I'm curious about that.
Yeah, there you go. So the comment part, that is
what?
On YouTube. On YouTube, you can comment whatever you're on. We can see them all.
Yeah, we can. So you already commented because you just wrote that.
Yeah. So just comment your favorite color.
Yes.
If you comment my favorite color, I'll count that too.
Yeah, it'll count as half.
Yeah. So let us know your favorite color. Share the video, like it. You're entered in the drawing.
Yay.
Purple. That's one of mine too. So
yay.
Awesome. We are over time. We're going to sign off. Go check out sparkedinnovations.com, our Facebook page, Sparked Innovations. And if you're on YouTube, subscribe, because we're here. And we'll be back on Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern. End stream.